What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about it's a story time, and I'm going to talk about my experiences of moving away from home. I technically speaking have two, but one of them is actually going to be a separate story about my experience traveling abroad, because I did actually do a student exchange for a couple of months. We're going to do that as a separate story. So this is talking about time number 2, technically speaking, and I am currently planning number 3, as well as another overseas trip, because I'm not getting any younger, and I've currently only been outside of the country once. So there's people a block away doing squealies, and I'm pretty sure my cat is out in the lounge room going off its head, which means it's probably got its toy. So anyway, welcome to my life. Moving out, that's the story we're actually going to tell tonight. So I was living in Inverell, still have a couple of good friends there. I'm actually planning on going and visiting them next month. Note to self, I need to put in for that time off again. Well, not again, but like I need to put in for time off. So what was I saying? So it was in Inverell. My unit, because I was in a nice little unit, was $155 for a 1-bedroom, 1 bathroom, and an actual like carport garage thing. Like there wasn't a door on it, but it was out of the weather, which was great. My mode of transportation at the time was a Honda CB125E. My brother picked on me and called it a postie bike, which he's not wrong, but still, it was my first motorcycle, and I loved that thing until I had to sell it to pay a speeding fine. So here we are, wishing we could have a motorbike again, because I think I'm starting to like I know it's like, you know, just like riding a bike, but I don't know necessarily if I'm gonna be super safe next time, especially because since then I've got epilepsy, so yeah. Fun times, but I would like to ride a bike again. I love the feeling of riding bikes, bikes of all kinds too. Like I'm just as happy riding a BMX or a mountain bike as I am riding a motorbike. Like just get me on a thing with 2 wheels, let's go. Anyway, that thing cost $10 a week to fill up. So we're looking at my expenses there being utilities every 3 months, and otherwise it's grand total $165 a week. I had full-time work, so I was earning $1,000. So what do you do with $840 when you're 19 and 20 years old? And you also don't really have a whole heap of time to have a social life. You buy video games and eat a potentially unhealthy amount of fast food. If it makes it any better, I did try to switch it up each night, so not every night was McDonald's. You know, I might have had pizza one night. Gone down, our Subway was open for dinner, so I would have gone down like Subway a different night. KFC another, Macca's, get some Chinese takeaway, that sort of thing. And that's not to say that that's all I ate. Obviously, I went shopping as well and got groceries because I had to take lunch to work. There was only a few rare occasions where I actually buy food at work because I had like a little canteen, tuck shop thing at work. My work, so we're aware, was working in the palletizing section of an abattoir. So my job was putting boxes on pallets based on what was in the boxes. So all, like all steak is there, all the mince is there, all of the whatever. That was my job. So yeah, I loved getting up at 3 a.m, leaving by 4 because everyone started at 5. And you know how weird it is to get up well before the sun is up to go to work, only to find peak hour style traffic on a highway at 4 a.m. I usually wanted to try and beat that because if I got stuck in it, I would end up being late by a couple of minutes, because once I got there, obviously I had to park, lock my bike and everything, and go up, stand in line with everyone else so I could get my whites, which were the clothes that I would put on over the jumper that I pretty much always wore to work, because I work in a fridge. So even in the middle of summer, I would go to work as if it was winter, which that also is a weird feeling. Coming out of work to go to lunch, and all of a sudden I've got to take off like 4 layers, because it's no longer 4 a.m. at like 10 degrees Celsius. It's now 11 o'clock and it's like 34. Quite the shock to the system. I'm honestly surprised I didn't get more colds. So yeah, that was that. The other part was when I did manage to have a social life, because RDOs shifted by a day each week. So one day it'd be Tuesday, next day Wednesday, Thursday, and then the week that had Friday was followed by the week that had Monday. So I would have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, the weekend, and then the next week Monday off, and then 4 days there. So I ended up with 4 days on, a long weekend every 5 weeks, 4 days on, which was always fun. And I usually tried to organise things with my friends for those weekends, because there was no way they were going to be able to do anything with me on a Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday night. But if we had a Friday, Saturday and Sunday consecutively, we might be able to do something, go somewhere. So that was that. I never worked Saturdays or Sundays, and so Friday nights was usually come home from work, get changed like immediately, and then I would go off to a drama group that I was a part of, which was always really fun to go to, be able to help out and stuff. And then pretty much as soon as that finished, I would head over to the youth group that I was a leader at, to partake in some wholesome fun and games, and then yeah, Sunday nights was usually church service, because at the time I was a practicing Christian. Look how far we've come. And that was about it. I did once a year take time off for the film festival. That was like the local film festival that they had. Even if I hadn't entered a film, because going and participating in the master classes that were on the Fridays and Saturdays, and being present at the awards ceremony, in case one of my friends won something, was always really cool. Plus, it actually gave me a whole heap of connections in the film industry, which currently are going unused because it's always going to be one of the more competitive fields, especially in Australia, though. We are not like America, where because like America's like the biggest consumer of film and television, and then I think the second largest is China, because obviously India does their own stuff, but yeah, they're currently going unused, unfortunately. Saddens me to say. And some of the projects that I did as part of that have their own stories. I'm sure I've told a couple of them on here before, but if the prompt comes up to tell them again, I will be more than happy to. But that's pretty much it for this. My life when I was actually moved out wasn't that exciting, because my job sort of occupied 90% of my time. Having to be awake at 3 meant that I had to be asleep by like 7 or 8 to get a decent amount of sleep. And then, I'd wake up at 3, getting ready and driving to work was the next 2 hours work from 5 to 3 p.m. only leaves me 4 hours after I actually clock off, to myself, and part of that's driving home. So it was a whole lot of just wait for the weekend stuff, which isn't how I want to live. And I'm kind of happy I got pulled out of there because I was getting burnt out by work, and it was affecting my mental health in a not so nice way. So yeah, that's fun. I was also kind of toxic as a person as well because of that. Like, I just didn't have patience for people's crap and ended up being the one causing it. So yeah, live and learn, and now that I've told this story, I can go back to repressing those memories. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It would mean so much to me. Also ring the notification bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. And until the next time I see you all, keep your head screwed on.